Alright guys, so here is the long awaited video that y'all have all been waiting for. So basically, I was involved with a influencer or funny comedian, whatever you want to call him, Christopher Sales, okay? Him. So I got involved with him like June 20, I moved down here June 15th of 2024. And you know, that's where we met for the first time. I had been talking to him on the internet for like couple months or whatever the case may be, and then I ended up telling him I was moving to Houston, and he offered to let me come stay with him, and I was like, okay, that's cool, you know what I'm saying, till I got my stuff together. So within this time of meeting him, you know, I did develop feelings for him. I did start to like him, and you know, I was just like, you know, I mean, I was young, very much infatuated, you know, but let's get to the actual interesting part of the story, because y'all need to know this. So first off, this man got me to make a OF account. I'm not gonna say it too loud because I don't want to get banned. And in the process of making that, my email was not working, and he was like, oh, we can use mine. And I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine with me, you know what I'm saying. You know, he was like, oh, we'll just change it later. So I was like, all right, cool. So we make it. I put in my banking information. At the time, I did not have a bank. I was using like Chime and Cash App and things like that. So I put my Chime account on there. So right, we open up the account, we get everything going, and I go in there and I open up the account one day. Mind you, when I didn't have like two-factor authentication or anything like that, once I had created that account with his email, I could not go back in there and change anything. And I found out like a day or two later, or actually the same day, I think. It might have been the same day, I think. I had found out that he had changed the banking information to his. So, me personally, I did what any smart person would have done. I made another account, and I didn't tell him about it. So, I had two OnlyFans accounts. And I was promoting it on my other ex account that he didn't know about. So, within the course of that time, within July alone, which is when I made the account, by July 24th, which is the end of the month, I made that account on July 1st. I had made over $5,000, which I did not receive. Which brings me to the next point. I did not gain access to that account until I left him November 28th. I moved out, packed all my stuff, and I left. Because he was very disrespectful to me, yelled at me on the game in front of all his little friends, and thought I wasn't gonna leave. Like, I had enough. And on top of withholding money from me, now if you want to know the exact amount, from July 1st, 2024 to November 28th, November 28th, 2024, he had taken $21,086 from me. Okay? I'd never seen that money, never did. I had a separate account, like I told you, that I was making money off of, but I never saw the money from that original account that was meant to be mine, right? And I admit I was, you know, that was kind of dumb of me to, like, you know, not do nothing about it. But in his claims, he claims, mind you, because we did move out of the homeboy's house or whatever, and moved into our house, and it was just me and him. He claimed he was paying the bills. Mind you, I only stayed there for 2.5 months, right about 2.5 months. In 2.5 months, you're not going to spend $21,000 on anything. Not no rent, no light bill, no electricity. Then on top of that, I ended up getting furniture for my room. We had separate bedrooms, but I actually really slept in his room. But I had my own separate bedroom, you know. We'll get into that later though. But within that time, you know, he can't even say that he... When I did end up moving out and leaving, I asked him for my furniture back, and that'll be in another video, but I asked him for my furniture back, and he was like, no, you can't have it back, I bought it. So, only thing I had with me when I moved out was the clothes that I brought with me to Texas, shoes, and any other personal belongings, but I had none of my furniture because he refused to give me my furniture because he bought it. Anyways, so, next thing is, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so I moved out, left, whatever, but while I lived with him, this man brought multiple, and I mean multiple females over, and you know what they was doing. Use your common sense. If you don't have none, please use it. But yeah, within that time, I will say he was emotionally abusive, seeing as he got mad when I would go to another man's house, but never ever had enough respect to not bring women to the house. So apparently I paid bills there, right? Because he was taking all my money and saying he was using it for bills. Bringing women to the house that I paid for with me and him, but I was not allowed to bring men over. But he was allowed to bring any woman he wanted, but he was also allowed to get mad at me for going to another man's house. I'm sorry, right? I honestly cannot believe I sat there and dealt with that. Okay, we grown now though. So on top of that, it was one time I didn't answer his phone calls. I actually asked him. I said, "Hey, do you want to come to a movie with me?" He refused. He didn't want to come. Okay. End up going to the movie. End up getting out the movie. He was calling me. I wasn't answering. Assumed I was with a man. I came home. That man was outside waiting for me in the driveway. I went up to the house. Went up to my room. Got in my room. He was visibly mad. And he just talking. Just mad, because he thought I was with a man. And I wasn't. And, he ended up snatching my phone from me. Because I ended up getting on my phone because I don't want to freaking hear that. You bring a bitch here. Oh, I can't say that. But you bring females here over and over again but get mad when you think I'm with a man and I wasn't? And I offered to let you come to the movies with me? Oh, isn't that absurd and crazy? Like, what? But he snatched my phone out of my hand. Then I tried to leave the room. He told me I couldn't leave the room. And also, I can't tell y'all the amount of times this man threatened to kick me out of the house if I went to another man's house. That was a rule at one point. If I went to another man's house and spent the night, I could go live with him. That's what he told me. But I pay rent in that house, apparently. Right? Because he's taking all my money. Right? He didn't want y'all to know that, though. So yeah, the phone snatching. He was very possessive. Y'all didn't know that either. Y'all just was on the internet thinking whatever. He was a very possessive man. I couldn't do anything. I really couldn't have friends without him assuming that I was doing something. And I'm not gonna lie, I had been with other men during the period of time I was with him only because he was with other women. And my mama didn't raise no fool. I'm not stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? What? You know what I'm saying? But it's okay, cool. So, yeah, all of this came about though, because I personally have had enough, I have other stuff like, him lying to me. He would get mad that I would lie about certain things to him, but would turn around and lie in my face. He's lied to me multiple times, including wearing protection with other women while me and him was like that, you know what I'm saying? Lied to me talking about, oh, we do. No, he didn't. So ladies, if y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all messing with that man like that, go get checked. I ain't gonna lie, go do it. Please do it. But yeah, and then on top of that, what else? He messed with both of my friends that came with me to Texas. They ended up moving to back to Florida. Messed with both of my friends. Both of them. Yep. But yeah, that's the story. That's everything y'all didn't know. And I'm gonna make a separate video, a part 2, where I'll show y'all all the rest of the messages that back up all my claims. But yeah, I was tired. Also another thing, I told him to take all those videos of me and him down off of OF or whatever. He didn't. So this is where all this is coming from. You're not gonna, you can't do something simple for me. So I'm just gonna put it all out there for everybody else to know. And apparently, he's fucking a man. Yeah. It's cause I told him to take my videos down. He gonna go post another video with a male creators tag or whatever. So yeah, I guess he's he's with a man now. But yeah, story of my life. Don't do what I did, and yeah, be aware. Be aware. That's all I really have to tell y'all. I'm glad that everybody came to this tea session. Anybody who listened. Might be on my little rant, whatever. But there will be a part 2 to this. Okay, just stay tuned. All right, bye.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have offed myself if I would have got her pregnant. Bro, I would have just Lord, take the wheel. I'm gonna explain this story to y'all. This girl named Jasmine, right? Lord. So Shorty on her TikTok made a TikTok and said, boom, Chris stole $20,000 from me. So, all right, look. We started doing OF. Boom. I told her, listen, I'm trying to become the new pimp. You feel me? I'm trying to learn my pimp ways. So I'm like, listen, all the money coming to me. She like, okay, baby, okay. I'm trying to learn how to be a pimp. I ain't gonna lie. I see everybody else doing it. I'm trying to learn. So you feel me? So I told her, like, nigga, the money coming to me. She like, okay. So the money coming to me, woo, woo. So don't hate the player, hate the game. You dig on bro. So I told her, like, look, all the money coming to me. Woo, woo. I ain't really care who she dealt with. Boom, just don't bring nobody to the crib. So the story, the fact of the matter is, bro, you allowed me to do these things. It's not like I did it behind your back. It's not like, oh, I'm just stealing. Like, I told you where the money was going. I said it was coming to me. And you said, okay, cool. As long as you got somewhere to stay. So, you feel me? Like, and then she's a hoe. Like, she fucked about like 5 niggas in one night. She's pregnant right now. And everybody keep thinking it's my baby. Nigga, no, that's not my child. That is not my child.